Hey, how's it going, everybody? I got a few different live feeds going here, so I apologize if I'm going back and forth a little bit. I just wanted to dive in a little bit to what my focus is this month in September for No More Fear and for myself and what I'm doing. I really want to take the month of September to focus on suicide awareness, and it's something that resonates a lot with me and with my story and with my journey and the things that I've been through and kind of the goals of what I want to do. For those of you that don't know what No More Fear is and uh, and what it is I want to do, hi Susan, how are you doing? I started No More Fear in hopes of eliminating fear from our lives so that we can chase our dreams and be happy is ultimately what it comes down to. And yes, I'm very aware that there's always going to be fear in our life, and there's always going to be obstacles in our way and things that try to prevent us from getting what we want. And the goal of what I do and the goal of sharing my story and my dreams is to prevent that from happening. It's to it's to help people, and that's really what it's all about. It's just helping people, giving back to the community. So the reason I named it No More Fear is for exactly that reason. It's to help eliminate fear. That's one of the biggest things that gets in our way of what it is we want to do, of our dreams, of our success. It's the fear of failure. It's the fear of sometimes even success, or fear of the unknown, of not knowing what's going to happen from taking that leap. And I think a big thing that happens is when we have so much fear in our lives, and as someone who's been there, someone who's felt so much fear in their life, that it literally makes us want to remove ourselves from the equation. It makes us want to just end it and just be done with it so that we don't have to live with that fear. As someone who's experienced that, it's just not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. And I talk about three big words a lot with what I do and with this business, and that's compassion, gratitude, and discipline. Self-discipline, not disciplining others, disciplining yourself. And I want to add another word to that, and I think it's something that's going to be a big deal from here on out, and that's hope. And hope is the one thing that I'll tell everybody is what kept me going, when I was suicidal and when I had those thoughts. I spent most of my senior year thinking about it, and I spent most of my senior year um, contemplating ending my own life, and it got to a point where I was within seconds of almost doing it. And the only thing that I can say that kept me from making that decision was hope, and hope that I can have a better life, and hope that I don't have to live my life this way, at almost 300 pounds, being overweight, being depressed, being lonely. Like, a lot of those issues were my fault, and it was my decision for doing that. And I want to end it, and I want to end that idea that there is no hope, and that there's no reason for me to still be around, because it's just not true. We all have potential, and I'll preach this all the time, is we all have the same potential, and it's our decisions and what we do with our 24 hours that's going to ultimately shape who we are. That's it. And I begin every single one of my speeches this way, and it's, we're all made of flesh, we're all made of muscle, tissue, organs, we all have a brain, eyes, all of the same features. The only thing that really separates us from, becoming a CEO or a janitor, or becoming, the fastest man alive or the fattest man alive, is what we do with our 24 hours. That's it. That is it. It's what we decide that we are going to do. And that's what it takes sometimes. And it's really hard. We get in a really, really dark place, when, we're depressed, and, you see rates of depression, are just, they're skyrocketing, especially when you look at depression in kids and young teens and people in their 20s. It's astronomical how high those statistics are. And I have a real problem with that, and I have a real problem with where we're at. And I refuse to accept that standard. I refuse that things have to be this way. And I want to change that. And I want to change that with No More Fear. And I want to change that with my story and with, what I've been through and my insight in everything that I do. And so I want to take this month to really focus on suicide awareness and focus on prevention. And so anybody that watches this or is watching this, please, 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 for the month of September, follow me, work with me, and share every video, every post, every image that I'm putting up here, because it's all going to be related towards raising suicide awareness and raising hope for those that are suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts and tendencies. And it's just, I'm so passionate about it, and it's one of my obsessions is to help change that statistic, of depression, and helping people hopefully get help and realize that there is hope in their lives. So please, 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 work with me this month. Follow me, like, share, to do as many people as possible about suicide awareness and helping spread this message and helping spread the word about everything that's going on. And the big thing that at the end of the month, September 24th, I have the privilege of working with Alana Marie and My House, who are putting on the first Alaska Fall Festival in Anchorage on September 24th. It's from noon to 7. It's an all-day event, and it's all going over suicide awareness, overcoming obstacles, community, togetherness, the whole deal. And it's really, really cool what they're doing, and I'm very, very honored to be a part of it and be able to give a presentation and be able to talk to people and hopefully be able to touch people's lives, like I'm continuing to do. And it's a really cool opportunity for me. I'm very much looking forward to speaking in front of hopefully 300 to 600 people. I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. It's so exhilarating to be able to spread the word to that many people. So again, September 24th from noon to 7. I'll be putting it all over my Facebook page, my business page. It's just a really cool time for everyone to kind of come together as a community, and it's only $10 per person, and kids get in for free. So it's a really cool opportunity. Food trucks, a ton of different events, live music. It's just amazing what these guys are doing, and I'm so honored to be able to do that and help give back. And then I'd like to leave everybody with, if you yourself have ever had suicidal thoughts or tendencies, or someone who's going through a rough time or might be going through that, please help. It's something that I feel like I didn't really have, and sometimes we don't want help, and sometimes it takes a lot. I didn't tell anybody about what I had been thinking or any of my tendencies until 2 years after I had contemplated and thought about it. Nobody knew, and that was a really hard place for me to be in, as a senior in high school. But overcoming it and ultimately sharing, my story and sharing what I went through and being able to talk to someone, it feels so much better to get it all out. Even though I got better afterwards, there was always that piece of me that just needed to let something out, that just needed to share my story and share what I went through, and just to tell someone. And so when I started talking to someone, that was really a big stepping stone for me in getting that help. And so I encourage you, as a friend of someone who's going through that, just be a shoulder, just be an ear for someone to talk to, and practice those things that I talk about all the time: compassion and gratitude and self-discipline and hope, and understanding that there is hope for any piece of our lives and for our lives in general. And it's just a really crappy thing out there. It's just a really sad statistic. For those of you that don't know, I believe suicide is the second leading cause of death between those 15 and 24, and third leading cause of death between those, 24 and 34. And I refuse to accept that standard and that statistic. And I would hope that everybody here will join me, at least for the month of September, if not for the rest of our lives, in helping spread suicide awareness and just helping lend a shoulder or an ear to anybody in need. And then the next thing is just being compassionate and being grateful for what you have in your life, and understanding that you never know what someone's going through, and you never know who's having issues and who's depressed and who's having suicidal thoughts and tendencies. Like I said, nobody I knew ever knew that those thoughts were going through my head. I went years without anybody ever knowing. And just some of the actions and some of the words from other people kind of pushed me to the edge and kind of pushed me to where I wanted to give it all up. And nobody ever knew, and maybe if they did know, they wouldn't have done those things. But it just goes to show that you never know what's going on with someone's life. You never know what somebody else is going through. So, if you have that coworker or that friend who's just angry all the time, or just sad and depressed all the time, and just kind of seems down or seems unengaged, just do your best to be a compassionate person, and to maybe listen or to talk, or just maybe invite someone for a chance to hang out or go for a walk, or anything like that. And it's just the tiniest little things, the tiniest little bits of compassion that can mean the most to somebody, especially in the negative, crazy world that we have today. It's just the little things that can make the biggest impact on the world. So please like, comment, share. I know we don't have many people on live right now, but if you see this and you have any questions, please throw in the comments any questions that you have, or send me a message. Or if you are looking for someone to talk to and maybe someone to just vent to, feel free to send me a long drawn out message or an email or a text if you have my number. And I will be your shoulder or your ear, whatever it is you need. I will do everything in my power to help out. It's one thing that I'm very, very passionate about, and it's about ending that suffering. So thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Please help me spread the word for the rest of September about suicide awareness. Thank you guys very much, and have an awesome holiday and an awesome week and an awesome life.